Hello darlings, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you're another YouTuber, let me know down in the comments and I will sub you back. Now stay safe, get your vaccine, and here's the video. Hello darlings, it's Brandy here. Today we are playing with Pretty Diva Dipping Powder. It is a store on Amazon. I also have previously reviewed their 3-color pressed chrome pigment stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It looks like eyeshadow. So they have the 3-in-1, the 6-in-1, and then just the Aurora powder. The first two are the same price, and the last one is a little bit cheaper because it's only one. Y'all know what that means. Shameless promotion time. I know a lot of my designer stuff can be confusing, and I can't really show unwatermarked logo stuff because of copyright infringement issues, so every once in a while I like to pop it up in here. And here are our new summer items, very inexpensive but great quality, and I will be getting on to adding those to some sets to show exactly what can be done with them. This is a disco polygel set, and it has our flower mix pack and our small dangle in gold and some gold leaves, all from the shop, and the nail tips, the double XL. Yes, we have coffin and stiletto, and we also have XL square. And I just want to say happy 4th of July to all my American subscribers. I know y'all are from all over the place, but I plan on doing some fireworks outside. It's gonna rain until Monday, so I can't even get into the pool till Monday, but fireworks, definitely, yes, I love them. So all that being said, let's get on to the video. Sorry, one more thing. If you haven't watched my last video, you need to watch it. Look at this kit. Straight fire! And there's so many options, and you can get your logo on it if you contact the owner before you place your order. So please check that out. And now on to the video. Okay, now the paper got a little jacked up because I took the stuff out and looked at it real quick, you know, opened it, and then tried to shove it back in the thing, and it just ended up squishing the directions paper. So that's not from them, that's from me. Now, they send you this little jar on the side, which is the same size as the Aliexpress dipping powders. I'm assuming that is to, you know, when you do a pour over for a specific person, or even yourself, and it's used powder, you can put that aside and still keep the big container fresh. The container size is 10 mil, and the larger one is 28 mil. So there was a little bit of dark coloring on the side of the jar, but it wasn't scraping off or anything, so I wasn't too concerned about lumpies and all that stuff. And I stirred it up nicely, shook it, and there was no movement from it, so I'm assuming it has something to do with packing issues. It did not affect the quality of the powder at all. Yeah, and there's me with the hot mess. The directions are very, very simple. It is geared towards people that actually use dip powder liquids, which I do not. The reason I do not is because the first time I used dip powder, like one of my very few first videos, I fucked it up so bad. The title is What Not to Do Using Dip Powder. So I'm going to go through the steps that I use anyway, because they are different than what's on the directions. Now, these are double XL Gel X stiletto nails. Yes, you can get them in the shop. Link is always in the description box. Always. Now, normally, these would get a buff, a base coat, and then we'd go in with the powder. But I'm cheating, I am being lazy, and I'm doing YouTube nails, so I didn't bother doing that. Now, I took out this powder tray, and y'all are gonna see some messes, okay? Now, this happens all the time when I don't use a specific medium as much you know, in a while, and then I try to use it, I have a few little hiccups that happen. So so I was just double checking everything, making sure that, you know, there was no dust or glitter or anything in there. I'm going in actually with my Burano base coat. I'm making sure there's no fibers or anything on there because I tend to get these little fuzzies and it drives me crazy. But I am taking a UV gel base coat from Burano, and I'm putting a thin but even layer of the gel, and you want to make sure there's no extra gel going underneath or on the sides, because that's what's going to grab the powder, and you will see once I make my mistakes exactly why it's important, okay? Now I decided to put them on the little stands instead of putting them on the ends of like wooden sticks or dowels or whatever, because I was planning on pouring over it, but I missed the damn thing, right? And then I'm making a mess, it's all uneven, right? So that is just a design flaw where you have to hold it down. Now look, I couldn't get anything in the middle, right? So the last time that I put the powder in, there was no tray in there, so it just went straight to the bottom of the damn container. So there's powder everywhere. It makes my gloves slip really badly on the little plastic nibbies that you hold. And the thumbnail, especially because of the length, it was tapping against the side of the jar, but I was having such an issue with pouring that I just kind of tried to go with it. But after this nail, I believe after this nail, I just went straight for the dunking, because fuck that. But like anytime that it touches the edge or the corner, there is some fine crevices and stuff in there. I mean, you could see it. Well, you could see it pretty well, but you want to make sure that you tap all the extra powder off. If there is any of the surface that still looks wet, then you need to redip it or pour more on there. And if you feel like that's too much at once, then you need to put less gel polish or less base coat. Now with this nail, I wasn't paying attention to the underneath, and you can see how it's all like uneven and stuff, and I'm trying to pat it but not take off too much of the wet powder. It's a pain in the ass. If I was paying attention, or closer attention, because it wasn't like I was not paying attention, but I ended up sliding my fingers down the sides, getting the stuff up from the underneath / sides, and just pat it down a bit. It can be fixed with filing, but if you are trying to actually learn a great technique, then it is something that needs to be paid attention to. So from here on out, it's pretty good. I mean, I do take my time getting the ratio correctly. Like, I didn't want to pile on gel polish, but I wanted there to be enough that it would soak up enough of the powder to make a nice layer. Dip powder and acrylic is good for nails because it helps you have a more sturdy product, because some people like their press-ons to be very thin and like they're not there, and other people feel more comfortable when there's more of a weight to them. And especially with dip powder, you can pay attention to the top of the nail, which is very important. With acrylic especially, I find it hard to keep the top of the nail flexible enough to make sure that the press-ons will actually fit correctly, because if there's so much product on there that it's hard and it's not flexible, it's not going to fit right and the nails are garbage. So here I am again with that same side issue. So, you know, your mind starts thinking about other things, or the TV's on, or whatever it may be. But like I said before, it's an easy fix with a file. And I didn't even break out my e-file. I did it by hand just to buff up the surface and everything for that top coat. And unlike acrylic, you don't have to cap it with clear. You can, and a lot of people prefer to, especially when it's like glitter dipping powder. But like polygel, it's made to be filed, so you don't have to put that clear on there if you don't want to. And also with press-ons, you don't really have to worry about building an apex because it's not as serious as all that, because the nail covers your own natural nail fully. Where if it was a French tip or half tips or whatever, you need to build that apex so that, one, there's no lifting, and two, there's no stress on the nail, and you know, it won't rip your regular nail off. Yeah, and see, again, just smudge. And that has to do part of it with the dipping as well, because as you're dipping it into the powder, it's shifting that gel and absorbing into it as much as it can. So it's not only because of not paying attention, it could be because there's just a little bit too much gel on there, or you pushed it into the powder too hard or too quickly, which is, you know, y'all know I'm heavy-handed, so that was probably, you know, the worst of it. Now, for dip powder, I like to use my little fish brush because it's very, very firm, and it will get all that extra powder off of there, and you want it to, and there shouldn't be too much extra, but you still want to brush it off before you put another base coat on there to add more powder. And I have a beautiful brush collection. You know, they're mostly makeup brushes that are making do as dust brushes and stuff. But, oh, I got some beautiful ones. My girl Katherine hooks me up. She gets them with her points, and they are phenomenally beautiful and thick. Because, you know, the cheaper you get, the thinner the puff, right? So, love, love, love. Thank you, girl. Mwah, mwah. Now, I'm not going to keep this whole second coating in. I just wanted to show it again. I decided to matte these because I was seeing some white cloudy spots there, which is, of course, my fault. Again, it's not the powder. So I decided to matte them because I love that sea glass look. And yeah, see, I'm wiping it off and showing the little whiteness that was going on there. See, now I'm taking my time, but there's still parts that are all rigid where I banged it against the thing. The edge of the bottle. I don't know if you're going to be... Oh, yeah, there's big bumps there. Right on the bottom of the nail there. Right now, I'm worried about getting the sides that won't dip. But when I noticed those, I was like, ah, damn it, you know? But it's easy to fill those, and like I said, it's easy to file them out as well. You just do a quick buffing, and it all clears up. If you are still watching this video, please, please hit that like button. Let your girl know you were here. Leave a comment. Subscribe, please, if you haven't already. And please hit that bell as well, because you will miss future uploads. Because even though you're subscribed, that's just how YouTube works. Plus, all that stuff is a free way to support any YouTuber, because all that interaction, likes, comments, even dislikes, as long as you're getting some sort of reaction, YouTube loves it. And then the algorithms will promote my videos to people who are interested in nails, but probably only the big name people that have millions and millions of followers. So, help a girl out, please. Mwah, mwah. I gotta figure out how to turn that Facebook ding off, because all the other stuff got turned off, but Facebook will still bing. And I don't know how to do it because I'm not great with computer stuff. So, if you know, let a girl know. Alright, I ended up putting 3 coats on. I filmed 2, but I'm not going to make you watch this all again. So we are going to fast forward to the Holo powder that I decided to use. Yeah, see, these instructions are nice and not crumpled. I'm not going to read it all for you, but of course I'm going to give you my own step-by-step how I did it. Okay, so here is the 3-way powder. There is a Holo, a multichrome, and a unichrome. So I decided to go with the Holo because I really love the pink with the Holo drip / ombre. Love it. Now I did matte top coat these first. I used my Lovcarrie matte top coat because it just gives such a beautiful satiny looking finish. I love it. Lovcarrie's link is in the description box as well. It's a little bit further down, but it's on there. I'm taking my Burano top coat and I'm putting it on my little palette there. I'm going to take my ombre brush, which is a really beautiful, pretty brush. I tend to buy the ones with the crystals now just because they look cool. And they have a cap because there's a window near my filming area. So, you know, brushes with a cap are a must. So what I'm doing here is just basically pulling the ombre down, pulling the top coat down to make the ombre. It's not drippy because I didn't make those exaggerated drips that you get like from around Halloween or like with the lips. But it's not, it's an ombre, but it's not because it's not mixing with the color. It's just kind of being pulled down. But I think it looks phenomenal on these, and I'm very happy that I chose that. I was considering the Unichrome powder because I really do like that as well. But I didn't want to cover up the whole nail, and I wasn't sure how the Unichrome was going to look in this style. So what I do with any of my powders is I put the top coat, I put it for 10 seconds in my 60-second lamp, and then I apply the powder. Less is more. If you put too much on there, you're going to lose that hollow shine or whatever, and it's just going to look glunky and heavy and just not right. So once the powder is all rubbed in there, I start with the little eyebrow the eyeshadow applicator, and I put it on there, and then I'll rub it with my finger on the glove, and sometimes I'll even take my silicone tool after that and give it a nice little shine. Now, since the base is matte and I want the hollow to shine, I am going over the same spots again with top coat with the same ombre brush. Now, it doesn't matter if you miss a little bit or you get a little bit of the top coat onto the pink. It's not that serious. So, but this top coat is definitely needed to make that hollow bling. Alright, so this is the finished set. I think they came out marvelous. Love them. Love them. So please check out Pretty Diva on Amazon. The links will be in the description box down below. I will have them be associate links, so I do get a little kickback if you order through my link, which I would be grateful for. So the dip powder, you can get clear, pink, or white for $12.79, and the chrome powder, the 3-in-1 and the 6-in-1 are $12.79, and the Aurora powder is $11.79. And again, those links will be in the description box down below, as well as our store link, our website, www.brcnailstipsxpieces.com. Come check us out. Drop a little coin. Make a girl happy. And that's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a marvelous day. And thanks again. Mwah.